In this video, I am going to be going over 5 things I love about the Land Rover Discovery. The last one is controversial, so stick around to the end. So the first thing I love about the Land Rover Discovery 1 are the off-road abilities. Because of the solid front axle and the solid rear axle, and also the design of the suspension in these vehicles, making them capable off-roaders is easy. You just need some longer shocks, bigger tires, and the suspension travel on these is more than adequate for tough trails. If you want to take it a step further, you can add some diff locks and you will have no issues keeping up with some very capable 4x4s on the trails. Aside from the off-road abilities, I also like how easy these things are to fix. Because they are so simple, you can take stuff apart very easily. YouTube is full of tutorials on how to fix these cars, and you tend to not need any like specialty tools. You can take the wheel bearings apart in 10 minutes. Engine work is simple, interior work is simple. They are cars that can be taken apart and fixed pretty much anywhere you are if you have some basic tools. And I absolutely love this about this car, because I give it a pretty hard time, and when something does go wrong, I can fix it easily. Aftermarket support is also immense, especially in the UK. So if you live somewhere where shipping from the UK is easy, you will have many aftermarket parts, both when it comes to modifying and when it comes to keeping the Discovery on the road. You can turn these things into very capable off-roaders, overlanders, or just a weekend classic car just to have some fun in. You can also shop for parts for the Range Rover or the Defender, and the vast majority of them will fit on these cars because they share the same platform, so that is always a bonus. One of my favorite parts about this car, however, is the driving position, which so far is the best one I have experienced. The seat looks horrible, but once you sit in it, you will soon understand what I'm saying. You are sitting upright, you're looking down at the hood. This tall armrest right here is the perfect spot for your arm to rest on. The gear lever falls perfectly into your hand, and the door is also the perfect height for your right arm to rest on, so it makes up for a very comfortable sitting position. And it is definitely my favorite part about this car. I love driving this car because of the sitting position. It is noisy, it doesn't ride that well with the suspension I have on it, but the sitting position makes up for it. Now the last and pretty controversial point I have to make right here is that these cars are pretty reliable. Now you would never expect this from a Land Rover, but because they are so simple, there isn't really much that can go wrong with them. You have a mechanical fuel pump, solid axles. There's really very few stuff that can go wrong, and the reason why people say they are unreliable is mostly because small things tend to fail, like the windows, the door locks, and this kind of stuff, which is very annoying, I will admit. And I have had all of this stuff fail, all the doors, the windows and stuff, which I am going to cover on the next video, which is 5 things I hate about the Land Rover Discovery. But in terms of the mechanicals, these cars are reliable. So yeah, there you go, I said it, a Land Rover can be reliable, just for the 300 and 200 TDI engines though. The rest of them can be a huge pain when they go wrong. If you have any other points that you want to make on these old Land Rovers, things that you love, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.